Recently, I've been told that I'm having a rather weird lifestyle for a student in engineering. I'm traveling each month. No, I don't mean I'm taking my backpack and going to my parents on Friday evening and coming on Sunday evening back. I mean like going every time to a new place, a new city, or a new country. So magically by now, I managed to travel to 50 countries and going tomorrow to the 51st one. So, but my weird lifestyle started a long time ago when I was still in Lyceum. So I was deciding where I want to go, where I'm going to continue my studies. Speaking Russian, Romanian, and English, I've been told, go to any of these countries. You're going to manage it. I said, nah, too boring. So I decided to come to France, to a country whose language I wasn't speaking. So I came to classes, starting going to lectures, doing my homeworks, you know, student life. And after a moment, I started to get bored. Like doing the same thing from 8 a.m. until 18 in the evening? No, that's not for me. So that's the moment when I decided to travel. But after a moment, after a time, I've seen that even if I was planning it well, I still needed money. You know, you need money to travel. So what do you do in this case? First option, you take money from your friends, family, or relatives. Another one, you become a grown human being and you make your own money. So coming from a third world country where the average salary is around 200 euros, for French speakers, 200 euros, I wasn't able to do the first one. So soon I started looking on different websites. How can I make money? I've seen that I can do freelancing. I can have a startup. Or I can even have a business online. Be a teaching assistant at university or somewhere else. But this didn't really suit me. Either by schedule or by salary. So I found the work with the help of my friends. I decided to work in a restaurant from 8 a.m. until midnight every single weekend. Damn, I hated that Monday mornings. You know, that Monday mornings when even if you really like the class, but the only thing that can keep you awake is the book thrown from your teacher in your face. That was tough. So I said, I'm lacking some time management. I took an agenda, so I started assigning time when I'm gonna study, when I'm gonna do my classes. It was going better, but still not enough. So I was thinking, where am I losing it? It was really simple. What do we do when we get bored in lectures? Yeah, we take out our phones and start scrolling all around. So I took the phone, I closed it, and I put it in my bag. Now, I don't have a bag, but still. Magically, I started getting better grades, and with less time, I was getting better with the university. Now, let's get back to traveling. So you think you have money, you have time, you can travel. Not really. Even if you have all of this, if you have a really bad budgeting, it won't work well. So to give you some insights, the biggest amount of money, around 50% or something even more, goes into transportation. The other 30% go to sleeping, and the rest goes to food and attractions. So this time I'm gonna be more exact. So I'm gonna take a low budget trip that I did during 9 days to 7 cities and 6 countries. So what did we say? Transportation, sleeping, food, and attractions. So the biggest amount of money went to transportation. It was a lot. For 7 cities, it was 66 euros. Now, sleeping. It was a little bit less, something around 0. Why? I was taking night buses and getting hosted by my friends. Easy, yeah? Then food, I spent something like 35 euros. Don't forget 9 days. And for attractions, I spent less than for sleeping. So still 0. For attractions, it's rather easy. You have a lot of free places where you could go. Museums, parks, or even going to some expensive places that in some days they are free. But you know, traveling is not all about flowers and sparkles. Sometimes there are some not really happy stories that you remind after and you tell to your friends or you brag all around. For example, I'm sure a lot of you have experience in sleeping into airports. Some of you may have experience sleeping in train stations or bus stations. But I don't think many of you have the experience of sleeping in parks, benches, or even less of you have the experience of sleeping in elevators, or even in toilets. No, don't worry, they were clean and tidy. So when my friends ask me, how was Oxford? I'm always telling them, you know, they have amazing, warm, and clean toilets. But why to travel in general? Why to go through all this hassle? After traveling, I managed to become more open, more flexible. I started even hosting people at my house. I think I couldn't even imagine before. Let's be more exact. So, how many of you have heard about any of these countries? Croatia, Bosnia, Kosovo, Serbia? Please raise your hand. Thank you. So, most of you. How many of you have heard about Yugoslavia? A little bit less. So, all the countries I told you before, most of the countries I told you before, used to be part of Yugoslavia. Another question. How many of you have heard about Balkan Wars? Okay, so really, really few people. If you have a friend coming from any of these countries and you ask them, how did the country split apart? A Serbian will tell you one thing. A Croatian will tell you another thing. And a Bosnian will tell you completely other thing. So how can you get to a conclusion? I said, it's easy. I'm gonna go to all of these countries and see their facts. So I went to war museums in each of these countries, and then I made my conclusions. The idea is that if you are listening to something, hearing from medias or from your friends, don't really believe it. Check it. Are you 100% sure that the Pisa Tower is inclined? Are you? So, preparing the speech, I was thinking, what may be the difference between me and you? Why I can travel and you could not? Money? I don't think so. Most of you have this money. Most of you will make in the first 3 months of your work more money I spent on the 50 countries to travel. Yeah. Time? Aren't we all having the 24 hours? So there should have been something else. This else I prefer to name it a wall. Yeah. It's not the Trump wall that the Mexicans gonna build. It's an imaginary wall. To be easier for you, imagine that this wall is like an automatic door. When you're far away from it, it looks closed. Yeah? But if you have the courage to get closer and closer, you'll get close enough such that the door will open for you so you can grab your goal. Thank you. I'm Catalin. That was my speech. See you some other time.